What's up guys, welcome to Nautical Knot. My name is Griff and this is Alyssa.
And here are a few things you need to know about the Carnival Paradise. We had a full day yesterday inspecting the Carnival Paradise, but first we made a pit stop at the DI Coffee Bar to set the stage.
So here's the deal, you have a big day ahead of you and you don't want to do it on an empty stomach or low on energy, so there's a pretty cool coffee spot right near the port that we like to try out. Also, last tip, you're going to try to come a little early, maybe about an hour, because one, lines suck and you never really know what traffic's going to do.
I cruised on the Paradise in 2012 with my cousin Rachel, after we both broke up with our fiancés and took her honeymoon together instead.
Let's just say I'm very happy with the way that story ends.
Here are a couple important facts about the Carnival Paradise. The Paradise was the final fantasy class ship that was built in 1998.
It's got about 70,000 gross tonnage.
The Carnival Paradise can also host about 2,052 guests with about 920 staff on board.
That's what I call service.
However, there are no balcony category staterooms, only interior, ocean view, or a junior or grand suite. It is 855 feet in length.
That's about a little more than 2 football fields, and if you're into superstitions, the ship has 14 decks, but it's actually missing a deck 13, which I thought was pretty cool.
All cruise ships that cruise out of the port of Tampa have to fit underneath of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which is actually pretty cool because when you're on the ship, it looks like you're about to hit it.
The Paradise has 2 to 5 day cruises and 10+ day cruises that actually sail to Panama Canal, Caribbean, and Cuba. So I thought that was really cool because all those places have a lot of culture and a lot of things to offer.
Rumor on the seas is that it is going into dry dock in February 2018, which means a ton of new updates, which is really why we decided to do a full behind the scenes tour.
Also, in the point where we're making this video, we have 270 days left before we actually go on the cruise.
Again.
So yeah, so depending when you watch this, we might have less days, but yeah, just shoot us a tweet, then where you're at. Don't tweet us, we don't have a Twitter.
That's probably not gonna help.
Yeah, don't tweet us, it's not a thing. Instagram us instead.
You enter the ship on the Empress deck, which is deck 7, to a beautiful 5-story atrium, which features 2 glass elevators.
The crew is pretty nice, so as soon as you get on board, they welcome you with open arms, making sure that your first impression of the ship is like a good one.
Seeing the colorful lights and the decor is always my favorite part about boarding the ship.
And then you get to arrive at the fun station, also known as guest services. At this point, you can pretty much consider yourself on vacation, but you know, before you take off, you can add drink packages, you can add, shore excursions, maybe you want to do surprise gifts in your family's rooms, or in this case, if you're having like a business seminar, you can put them in your employee's room, so that's pretty cool too.
We also got to take a tour of some of the staterooms. If you've ever cruised before, you'll know that most of the staterooms are not very big, but typically you're not in them for very long anyway. All of the staterooms though will have 2 twin beds that will convert into a king. It will have a desk, a closet with a safe, I believe. Always a safe.
Yeah.
With shelves, hangers. I'm talking about the closet. I hate talking about the closet.
She's talking about the closet. She hates the closet. So no, it's like segue, guys. So I was like, should I film the closet? She's like, no, I hate when YouTubers film the closet. And here we are talking about the closet. So,
okay, well, it definitely has a closet. The only main difference is the view. So if you have an interior, you'll either not have a view at all or have little portholes. You can have an ocean view room, which is obviously a view of the ocean, unless it's obstructed, which is also another complicated thing. Or you can have a junior suite or the grand suite, which actually have a balcony.
So Carnival's called the fun ship for a reason. So if you're looking for something fun to do on the ship, you got tons of options, guys. There's mini golf, they have shuffleboard, there's obviously the pool, there's the bar. What else do they have? Let me see. They have ping pong.
Giant chessboard.
Giant chessboard. How did I forget the giant chessboard?
I don't know,
we played giant chess the wrong way.
No,
We're not
I won.
good at it.
I beat him.
She didn't beat me.
Yes, I did.
So yeah, if you want to stay in shape on the ship, that's okay. There's a jogging track on deck 14, and then there's a fitness center directly below deck 14, which is deck 12, because again, if you're superstitious, they don't have a deck 13, so it doesn't exist. 2 pools, 4 hot tubs, 1 very, very, very fun water slide. So Serenity is also a part of this ship. It's a nice place for, you know, the adults to kind of skedaddle out and, you know, get some peace and quiet, if you know what I mean. When I mean peace and quiet, I mean it's only available for a certain amount of times, and there's a bunch of adults over there also complaining about them not having peace and quiet. So if you want that, Serenity is your deal. There is a beautiful spa on board that we did get to see, but we didn't get to film because of the time constriction. There's also something called the Teens Club. I think it's the O2 or something like
Club
that.
O2.
So, Club O2, which I hear is a lot of fun, but again, we didn't get to film that based on that little time cap we had.
If you are poolside, you will find a ton of activities that take place throughout the day, especially on embarkation day with their sail away party. They also host events like the hairy chest competition, a belly flop contest, ice carving sculptures, all of the fun stuff.
So believe it or not, on one of our last cruises, Alyssa actually won the hairy chest competition.
That is not true.
I had to say it.
So if you're in the Normandy Lounge, that's really the main lounge on the ship. They usually host events like the Hasbro Game Show, bingo. They do Broadway-style entertainment at night. It's really a nice place for you to go and relax either out of the sun during the day or just to catch a show at night. There's also a fairly large lounge in the aft of the ship called the Queen Mary Lounge, and that's typically where you'll find your late-night comedy shows. With all that being said, you'll definitely want to check your Fun Times guide to see all the activities and what times they are happening on the ship.
And if you don't know what a Fun Times guide is, it's a guide full of fun.
Technically, yeah. It's a little paper that they put in your room that lists all the activities and where they are on the ship.
Fun ship.
Every day. Fun.
With a guide. None of those things are your jam, right? I mean, there's tons of bars, there's tons of places to hang out, there's tons of food you can eat. It's just an overall great ship to kind of just sit down, kick back, and relax a little bit for once, you know what I mean? Now let's talk about the food a little bit. When it comes to food, there's certain things that I look for when doing some fine dining. Now this is not to be confused with me being some epic chef or some foodie, but I do know what I like and I do know what I don't like. So you can take this food review with a grain of salt, but I'm just gonna give you guys everything that I liked, and she's gonna talk about everything that she liked or disliked. So we had the opportunity to have Carnival Paradise chef and crew members actually prepare luncheon for us in the Destiny dining room. So the first dish that we got to enjoy was the carpaccio of fresh pear and citrus. This was a very light dish with pear, grapefruit, oranges, and it also was dressed with like a very, very light lime juice. I thought it was very refreshing, very light, and I very much enjoyed kick-starting my, my meal off with this.
I didn't like it. And I will tell you why. I am not a big pear fan. I don't like oranges, and I really don't like grapefruit. So that is the entire dish, and I just didn't like it.
So, whether you're into pear dishes or you're not into pears, whether you like oranges or whether you don't like oranges, I can appreciate how it was actually presented on the plate. The next dish that we had was it spaghetti carbonara?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that was so delicious. This dish was tossed with a creamy bacon and light cheese garlic sauce. I really, really like this one as well.
So I had the braised short ribs, which came with a sesame eggplant, fried rice, and green beans. The short ribs were so fork tender, and the red burgundy wine sauce was just delicious.
Very delicious.
Now the eggplant tasted like it was beer batter and deep fried, which is always delicious. However, the rest of the stuff on the plate, I didn't really eat. Not that I don't like vegetables, but the green beans were steamed and they just were cold. And the fried rice, just didn't care for it.
I too also tasted the fried rice and I wasn't a fan of it either. And I did a little search around. I kind of looked around at the other tables and it didn't look like people were touching the fried rice either. So, I mean, based on a scale of 1 to 10, if we're doing it, it looks like it's about a 3 just based on how many people left the fried rice on their plate.
As he said, the fried rice just really didn't seem to mesh well with the dish. Now, if they were to present maybe a garlic mashed potato, I think that would have been really good choice. But with the eggplant and the beef short ribs alone, I would definitely give that dish a 9.
The next dish was the dessert. Now, you're probably gonna laugh at me, but I'm not a huge fan of chocolate. But this is where the expert of all things chocolate is gonna come in.
So for dessert, they had the warm melting chocolate cake. So as the dish describes, it is obviously a very warm chocolate cake that is presented in a souffle dish. Now, it's really kind of a mixture between cake and pudding, but it is phenomenal. Very rich, so if you don't like rich chocolate, you probably won't like it. However, they do serve it with a scoop of ice cream. You can choose between vanilla, strawberry, more chocolate, or butterscotch, and it is to die for.
That was just a few of the foods that Carnival Paradise let us taste. Now, if you do book with the Carnival Paradise, you get to taste the full in-depth menu. We got a lot of small portion sizes, and we didn't get to try the entire menu, but just this portion alone, I was very satisfied with what we tasted. Guys, if you like this video, don't forget to click thumbs up and, you know, subscribe to us. You'll see a little cute little nautical owl in the corner of this video. That's your jam. Also, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. We're pretty friendly. We can get to know you. Or you can reach out to us on Instagram, Nauticalknottravel. We're there. We're awesome. We like to cruise. But all seriously, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be cruising the Carnival Paradise in about 270 days. So if you have any questions at all, let us know. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Later.